What is the difference between coaching and counseling? Well, the first difference is that counselors make a diagnosis. Coaches do not make a diagnosis. So counselors have a book called the DSM, stands for something, DSME. I can't remember what it stands for, but this is just a whole book of diagnoses. I'm not sure how to say that. But it's this book that says this could be depression, this could be schizophrenia, this could be anxiety, this could be whatever it would be. Coaches are making an assumption that their client is healthy enough to move forward. Now, not every person is completely healthy in every area of their life, but we're assuming that in the area that they want to make progress on, they are fairly healthy. A second difference between coaching and counseling is that the counselor heals a wound. Now, coaches may do some healing just because they're great listeners, but a client of a counselor usually has an issue of hurt in the past that they just can't get by. They can't move forward past it. Everything kind of leads them back to that same feeling, that same situation, that same whatever it is. So a counselor is going to spend time there in the hurt, bringing healing to the wound. A coach doesn't do that. That's not a coach's job. A coach isn't looking to the past. A coach is mainly looking to the future. Here's the third difference that I note between a counselor and a coach. A counselor may be less directive. So I've seen a counselor on many occasions. I like to see a counselor on a regular basis just in case something's wrong. But there have been times certainly that I've been maybe depressed or anxious, and seeing a counselor has been of a great help. And if I have one complaint about my counselor, it's usually that they don't move forward very quickly. They just want to let me talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. They make it a safe place so I can open up. A coach definitely wants their client to feel safe, but to feel safe to explore. And there certainly is not a pressure, not a deep pressure, but a decent pressure that pushes the client forward through the process so that when they get finished with the conversation, they're ready to take some action. So I think that's a big difference between coaching and counseling. One of my experiences from seeing a counselor is that there are some times I need to see a counselor. I definitely had a wound in my past that just kept getting triggered. It kept bringing up those same feelings in situations that were much different. It was causing me problems, and I needed to really focus on that hurt, that wound, and get some healing from that wound, and of which I did. Many times when I'm talking to a counselor, I feel like, let's move forward. Let's do some work. Let's clean some things up. I want it to be more like coaching. And maybe that's a good example of a time when I don't need a counselor. I need a coach because I want to move forward. And that's what coaches do. They help you get from where you are to where you want to go. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any of our great content.